I'd like to introduce our valedictorian, and I would like to say a few words about our esteemed valedictorian before she delivers her final farewell address to her classmates. This extremely capable, unassuming young lady takes pride in her work and consistently does an exemplary job in all that she attempts to do. Her excellent work is a reflection of both her great attitude and effort. She indeed sets the example for citizenship as well as scholarship. Attaining academic success is of paramount importance to this industrious student. As Walt Disney remarked, all of our dreams come true if we have the courage to pursue them. The Pinecrest community would like to wish our esteemed valedictorian much success as she goes forward to pursue her lofty dreams at Exeter and in the years beyond. Please congratulate and welcome to the podium our 2011 valedictorian, Nicole L. Don.
Before I begin, I would like to say thank you to Dr. Coble, Dr. Markham, Mr. Wing, Mrs. Stam, and Mr. Siegel for taking time to speak with us. Thank you parents, teachers, and guests for coming here today to celebrate. To the members of the 8th grade class, thank you for the memories, the help we've given each other over the years, and the support we have shared growing up. Looking back to all my Pinecrest years, I realized that for every interest, hobby, or activity I do, Pinecrest had a role in creating it. For example, I can't pinpoint an exact event or book read in class that inspired my love of reading, but I do remember first learning how to read in kindergarten and 1st grade. I remember our class eating popcorn in the library, dear days, and the countless teachers who inspired me to pick up a book, regardless of whether I was planning to take a reading counts test or not. While I can say that these 3 middle school years have been the most important, I will be diminishing some of the most wonderful and significant parts of my education here if I only spoke about those. How could I forget the 2nd grade Mother's Day tea, or our trips to Kennedy Space Center and St. Augustine, or the projects. Together, with our parents, we've made everything from volcanoes in Mrs. Caliendo to electrical circuits to board games. The lessons we learned sound basic and simple in retrospect, but it's during these years that we learned how to make friends, how to work as a group, and above all, how to be a friend to someone else. In middle school, however, everything seemed to change. No more cubbies, homeroom class, afternoon snack, and dancing with Mrs. Zimmerman. Although it was called the stepping up ceremony, we went from being supreme rulers of the lower school to little 6th graders who couldn't figure out their own locker combinations. For me, it meant that for the first time in my life, I had to be responsible for my own schedule and time. For my mom, that meant early mornings driving me to school for my various forgotten homeworks and unsigned permission slips. The grades became more real and the class was more serious, but we still had our fun. We chilled in the book nook with Mrs. Darman. We were chessmen and Shakespearean actors, but some of us also became school cheerleaders, basketball or soccer players, and musicians. 7th grade was probably where I regained some of my lost confidence. I finally knew where the classrooms were and was a tiny bit quicker at remembering my schedule. The teachers each had a special way to make their lessons interesting, though. From Mrs. Blanford's worksheets and cookies to holding continental congresses and debates with Mrs. Marcial. Finally, who could forget the DC trip? Even though most of us got sick during or after it, we saw more monuments and museums in 2 days than I had visited my whole life. All the while, they claimed that everything was to prepare us for 8th grade. But as I say goodbye to the Boca campus, I'm starting to miss my 8th grade experiences. I'm going to miss having Senora Flesh telling us before every impossible test of hers, "Es muy fácil, pero hay que pensar." It's really easy, but you have to think. Honestly, I can't remember how many Spanish words I made up on our quizzes and tests. I'm going to miss learning literature using Star Wars examples, or sharing Thin Mints in class with Mrs. Marcello while learning quadratic equations. I'm going to miss how we hung signs outside Mr. Lee's room and made jokes about everything from Superman to test tubes to candle wax. I'm going to remember learning world history to the sound of Miss C's record player and the great fun we had in our wheel. I'm going to miss the collective effort we put into the musicals, and believe it or not, I might even miss running suicide with Coach Toto at basketball practice. Each middle school or lower school memory we share is a part of that Pinecrest history of lessons, mistakes, and special moments. Many of us tried to dance in 1st grade. Many of us were cool cat singers in 2nd grade or joined the band in 4th. Okay, so maybe I learned that I could not dance, that that I wasn't meant for Broadway either, but Pinecrest gave me that opportunity to find out. We've had a lot of those opportunities to try new activities and many experiences to accompany them. Pinecrest has changed as we have changed, learned, and developed as individuals. As 8th graders now, we have lived through the construction of the middle school, the lunchroom, this auditorium, and the new lower school building. The Pinecrest I knew when I was little may look different, but the traditions and values remain unchanged. 10 years ago, some of us painted t-shirts for field day in pre-K. But this year, we helped out the lower school classes as beta volunteers during field day. Some of us have been friends since preschool. Others came here in middle school. But looking at us now, you wouldn't know that we met just a year ago, or 2 years ago, or even 10. No matter where we go next year, I realize that we're all part of the Pinecrest family now, and will be forever. Thank you for the best 10 years of my life, the opportunities given to me by both my teachers and parents. Above all, thank you for the opportunities that I will have as a result of my time at PC Boca. 8th grade graduation to me is a huge milestone. When I first saw my brother Jason graduate, I thought, that's it, he's practically an adult. 6 years later, I know now that this graduation isn't the end. We still have a ways to go. We have high school and then college, and even then we won't be done. I'm going to miss the teachers, our friends, and our fun, goofy times together. But as we leave, high school looks a little less daunting, knowing that our Pinecrest education has prepared us, and our teachers and parents will continue to guide us. Thank you, and congrats to the 8th grade class of 2011.